on people's properties, and you start doing that, I think you need a person that actually deals with that type of situation. And that's money. Everything's costing money. Now, I don't know how we got offline from our September meeting, but we did. All of a sudden, it's snowballed into a lot more than I think we were going to take on. That's just my feeling.
So is there something that specifically you would like to see taken out other than what we've already talked about?
Well, yeah, I'd like to get back to rubbish and trash and some junk, which I think are like garbage bags, and if a skunk gets into it, or it all spreads through your yard, let's clean it up. But I don't.
Number D.
I think we're starting to get into where we're doing the county building codes and.
Just for a point of interest, Kathy,
Sure.
I responded to Tim by email when he sent out the draft of the dangerous building, and I referred him to section 116 of the Michigan Building Code that deals with, and I've got it here if anybody wants to look at it, but it specifically deals, it tells our construction department how to deal with unsafe structures and equipment, and that's been in the building code for years. So we don't need to be redundant with our own language on dangerous buildings. It's just doesn't make any sense.
A lot of this says stated in the dangerous building that it's the Sheboygan County Building Code. It's the state of Michigan building code.
It's the state of Michigan code enforced by the Sheboygan County Building Department. Yes.
Yeah.
But when we have some enforcing officer of our township go out there,
We don't want it. We don't want to even tread into that area.
But these people don't know that.
I'm on the same page as you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm agreeing with you.
Well, we don't have that dangerous building in here. It's out of the draft.
That was just a draft that Tim sued.
That first one, it's not
we
in
had
the new
talked
draft.
about it, so I have it, and I want to comment on it.
Yeah, it's not in the new draft.
I think we're just getting into a lot of money that I don't know if the taxpayers realize that it comes from the taxpayers.
Yep,
Right.
Exactly. It was the number one thing that the taxpayers asked for in our meeting. So I just want to go back to that. If we had 100 people, 40 people put down that they want blight, the only reason we are looking at blight, the only reason, is because the taxpayers asked for it. So we have an obligation to our taxpayers. I agree with you. It's fairly lengthy, and if we, when I think about blight, I think about trash and stoves and refrigerators and junk in people's yards. That's what I think about. I didn't really even think about all this agricultural stuff, and that doesn't.
Construction stuff.
Construction, I don't think about that stuff. I think about D. If you go to D, that's what I think about.
And we have a lot of people that home heat with wood up here.
I don't have a problem with wood whatsoever, and we don't have wood here.
Can we maybe
It says except
agree?
firewood.
Because Kathy's saying some of the same stuff that I said, and you're now echoing some of it, and I'm sensing where Rachel's coming from. Maybe we just simply send this back to Tim and say, just deal with D.
Yeah. I mean, we can always enhance, and we can always enhance the ordinance. We can add to it as we see other issues.
Right.
I think part of the other issue is we don't really know what we have. I mean, we haven't really talked about, where the issues are. So I think that, it might be better to start with a smaller area and then expand from that.
A very specific, confined.
What do you think, John?
I talked too much at the last meeting.
No, it was
I'm
very
trying to listen
good.
to a lot of what's going on at this one.
You raised good
I
points.
think if we're going to adopt a blight ordinance, it must address just the three things you're talking about, nothing else. And I'll take it a step further, and I've already talked to Rachel a little bit about this on the phone. This blight ordinance, if it addresses just those three things, We're doing what the people, the 40 people that you're talking about, asked us to address. We conduct a public hearing on it, my opinion. We let everybody weigh in on it. We post it at the library, we post it here at the hall, and we put it on the ballot at the next general election. And let the voters, the people that own all the parcels of land in this township, decide whether they want that or not.
Yeah, there's no reason to put a blight ordinance on the ballot. I mean, that's our job.
No, they didn't give us a mill to go attack blight. They didn't renew our millage for blight ordinance.
Well, you know, if they ask for,
So-
if they ask for blight, if the majority of people that had the opportunity to come to me asked for a blight ordinance, and it was not, I mean, Rachel's talking about schoolhouse falling apart, which it's in very good shape, but if we needed, you know, I don't have 40 people asking for a schoolhouse repair. Matter of fact, I think there were 3 or 4.
Everybody that pays for blight has a parcel of land in this
Exactly.
township. They have a right. They should be given a chance to vote on it.
Well, would you want to add a millage?
So, no, I'm not asking for a new millage, Rachel. I'm just asking to let the people decide whether their money should be spent in that direction or
A little louder, please.
not. So,
Okay,
those are my thoughts.
okay, because I was in the dark about the millage because that would pay for it if you went out for.
I wasn't asking for a millage.
Okay.
But we are spending general fund money on a blight
Right.
ordinance officer.
And we
all
have
of
a
these
library
things
that
are
we're
being addressed.
supporting also.
Unless, if we're gonna continue to do, I mean, they voted in and renewed our millage last time in the election for the things that we have before us today, and blight wasn't part of it. And I think there should be a chance for them to speak up about it in democratic process.
Well, I think that's, you know, I guess I'm struggling with, our job is to represent, we were voted in to represent what people wanted. We put in a park because the majority of people in this town wanted it. We're working on streetscapes because the majority of people want it. We're working on Boy Scout Park because the majority of people want it. Now we have something that's a little controversial, like blight, and we're going to back away as our responsibility. I'm just not there. You know, our job is to have a great place where the tax value continues to increase, because it's going to go down for every reason, for state funding and a lot of other things that are going to happen. I mean, so I think we're going to find out that, you know, it's our job. It's our job to decide if we want to do this or not. And if it's not our job, then, you know, I'm not sure what is. And I want to question why we decide one thing and aren't going to stand up to decide the thing that a majority of people here that we asked for wanted. You know, I just.
So you and I can disagree on that.
Yeah, we can disagree. I'm not saying we have to disagree, but I'm just saying we agreed to go forward on a blight ordinance 4 months ago. And it's interesting now that we're at this part that we don't want to go forward with it.
Well, I don't know if we ever said we'd go just forward with it and keep rolling. I think we said we needed to have some figures and see what we were going to do. We weren't.
Yeah, I agree with
I don't
that.
know if everybody was in agreement just to keep going forward until we have it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying go continue forward. I think we're making progress, nice progress.
Yeah.
We're getting lots of good input. And now we've got it down
And
to
if that
one area.
majority comes to vote, then we'll have it.
Well, I won't,
If that's-
you know, if that's what you guys want to do, but that, I won't vote for that. Because I don't think
I would
that's,
vote for that.
I think it's our job. I think then let's have them vote on every single thing we want to spend money on. And I think it would be very interesting to have them see what that $100,000 is spent on. That would be extremely interesting. Because when we have payroll maintenance of $100,000 and only have $100,000 left to pay for the things that the people want, that is a travesty. And we should see that they should spend as much time on our budget. Maybe they should vote on our budget like they do and vote on your salaries like they do in some of these other townships. I think it would be quite a bit different.
We might have to do that. I don't know.
I mean, I think we're talking here about.
I think we were trying to accumulate information about this blight before we just said that it would just go forward.
That's what
Maybe I
we're
was in
doing.
the
We're in
wrong.
that process right now, but now I hear you saying, you know, let's vote on it, which.
Well, John brought it up. I didn't
Yeah,
bring
which
it.
I think is-
But I pretty much would like to go along with his. I thought it was a good idea. That's my opinion.
I'm not saying kill it, I'm saying let everybody
Exactly.
review it, let
Well, it
everybody
has to.
read it, let everybody see it on the ballot, let everybody weigh in on it. Not just 40 people deciding that the township's gonna spend X money every year on blight.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting
40 people.
proposal.
I'm going to weigh in. If the blight ordinance is refigured down to simply item D, which is where I heard all the complaints come, it was dealing with the garbage bags, as Kathy said. It was dealing with the unused wash machines and broken furniture and just plain garbage. Then that's where we should be. And I believe if you check the enabling statute for township governments as well as all other types of municipal governments, it is fully intended that the ordinances be passed by the governing bodies of the municipalities. It is not intended for ordinances to be put ballot proposals. Because there's a catch-22. If you pass something as a ballot proposal, the only way you can get rid of it or modify it is with ballot proposals. And I don't think the enabling, I wish Tim was here, because I think this is where we need legal counsel to weigh in.
Well, we've got
But
time.
I know, we're not going to do anything tonight. This is all discussion. But anyway, I would disagree with the ballot proposal. I'm thinking that we can make this what the people want and easy to live with and not a burden to enforce. I think dealing with rubbish, junk, trash, a few pictures, and I don't think we'll have a problem enforcing something like that. But weighing into the areas that I've made my comments on, with the ag and the construction, your sawmill operation, campers, boats, trailers, that would be a nightmare. We would spend huge bucks trying to enforce that. And I agree with Harold on that. We don't need those kind of laws. So.
Okay, is there any more discussion on this?
One more question for Tim.
Open the door.
In next month, or you send it to him. But the township's subject to FOIA requests, right? Freedom
Yep.
of Information Act. If we hire an ordinance officer and he receives a complaint, John Doe complains against Joe Smith, does Smith have a right to know who made the complaint? That's something I'd want Tim to
It's
answer.
all public information.
I would think
But
it
I'm
is,
not
too.
sure
Let's find out
about the
from Tim.
complainee, about the complaint.
I would think, because they're complaint driven,
Yeah, the
I would want
complainant
Tim to answer
probably is
that
anonymous.
question too,
Yeah,
next month.
okay. Got that one? Okay, I'll stop and see Tim tomorrow too and go over this.
That's all I had.
Okay, let's move on then to amendment to the resolution number 8.
We
What is
just
that?
did that.
I thought you did, meeting schedule, sorry. Okay, I guess Rachel's prepared a meeting schedule. I want to talk about, we went to the Mullett Township Hall last year twice, and we had phenomenal attendance, and I don't think that twice seems to be really clear for the Mullett Township Hall. So, the East Mullett Township Hall is what I'm talking about. So I'm wondering if we shouldn't put in a third meeting over there. I mean, we had very good attendance at those meetings, and I think people were really interested.
I agree.
So, if you look at the proposal, I'd recommend we do like a March or an April, sometime when that we add another meeting. I just don't think 2 meetings over there is fair to the electorate. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but
I don't oppose that. They have to drive over this side when we have a meeting.
exactly. So could we change this proposal to add, at the East Mullett Hall, the April meeting?
Either March or April, those would be, I think that would be the two choices. I would.
I'd go for April.
April?
April or May.
Well, I don't think we should do them back to back.
June is already there.
Yeah.
June is there, I mean, if we do April, but not March.
I think we do April, June, like to have it, and then October.
And this is just one of my thoughts also. I'm not really fond of all the Monday night meetings. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I don't know if in the summer if we can do some Tuesdays, Mondays that some people wanted originally, and go to Tuesday in some of the winter months. I don't know if you guys would split that up at all. But Mondays are kind of tough all the time when I'm on vacation or something.
Oh, you want the extra day on the winter?
It's very hard to get the treasury report done on a Sunday, and also a lot of holidays fall, and then I'm rushing back for Monday night meetings instead of having Monday to work on things and have a Tuesday night meeting. I mean, I know in the summer,
every weekend.
there's a reason why we were doing Mondays, but I didn't know if there's any reason for some of the winter months if we couldn't go to Tuesday night.
I don't care if we move to Tuesday night. I don't know what
But
it would have to be, for me, I think it would just be January. I don't even know what my schedule looks like already for those months, but
And if we do 6 and 6, start with April through September Mondays, and then the rest Tuesdays. I mean, we post when the meeting is.
yeah, I think we're just trying to make it easy for people to know when our meetings are the same.
Well, I wasn't really for going to Mondays, but I had to. But I was just wondering if
I wasn't either. I would love to stay on
if we all
Tuesday.
did Mondays, would anybody else like to go to Tuesdays for
I'd
some?
love to go to Tuesdays.
Well, I can't go Tuesdays in the summer. I have other commitments.
No, summer now. Monday stays in the summer because I know you have another schedule. Hmm? Like September through,
I know, what do you guys think?
I'm open either day.
What about you, Dennis?
I like having it the same day of the month,
Yeah, I do too.
just because it makes it easier for people to remember.
Well, then let's go back to Tuesday.
I can't do Tuesday. I'm sorry, I just can't do Tuesday. I think it's better to do it, I understand your issue, but, we shouldn't be waiting till the last minute to do everything. I mean, I'm not talking about your treasurer's thing, but you're talking about.
I cannot do certain things until the
Yeah.
month ends.
I know, but
Yeah,
that's
and-
gonna give you an
and
extra.
The payroll.
It's not like I'm not doing things.
Yeah.
No,
And the
but you were
payroll-
The
saying-
payroll's also on the first of the month, like today I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for a
we
long
were doing
time, all
payroll
day.
Yeah,
Because
but you were gone
payroll
all
has to
weekend,
be
Tuesday.
done
I was
in
gone
the
all
next
weekend.
month for the
That's
last
what I'm
month.
saying. Is that the issue?
Yes.
Okay, so the issue is you want to have more time
Well,
off,
there's
longer
sometimes-
weekends. Just, that's okay if that's what you want. I think
I
just.
said that. I
Okay.
said I snowmobile and I don't want to come back for a Monday meeting when I'm doing other things on Monday during the day, catching up from other things. Jobs,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, I changed because we all had to vote on it last time. We all tried the Mondays. Maybe everybody wants Monday and I'll be voted out. I'm just saying Tuesday would be something I'd like to do in the wintertime.
I would too. I'd like Tuesday, period.
Well, I can't do Tuesday, so, if it gets voted in, fine, but I prefer to stay with Monday.
We can go with Tuesday in the wintertime.
I'm just saying October through March, Tuesdays. I'm not saying all year.
Fine, I'm fine with that.
We vote on that, right?
So we're changing it to October through March would be on Tuesdays, and April through September would be on Mondays.
It'll be 6 months and 6 months.
How do you feel about, well, first we gotta have,
Exactly.
Is there any other discussion about this?
I like the 8 o'clock meetings myself.
Oh, I'm not doing it. 8 o'clock. We just got away from all of
How
that.
about 5:30?
Yeah, I was going to say what about a little bit earlier.
How about 5:30?
Okay, since we've had a lot of discussion about this, do you want to read the resolution as it now stands?
Whereas the Mullett Township Board of Trustees wishes to set the meeting schedule for the coming calendar year, and whereas the public need to have this information in order to attend the open meetings of the Mullett Township Board of Trustees and learn of the business of the township, and now therefore be it resolved that the following schedule will be published in a paper of general circulation in Mullett Township with the following dates and times for the Mullett Township Board of Trustees meetings at 7 p.m. And we're going to do, looks like January 7th,
You're changing it from 6?
February 4th, March 4th.
Are these new dates you have on here the wrong dates?
Well, because if we go
Yeah.
I
to
So-
just
I
want
see.
this
Oh, I see.
Monday.
Oh, Monday. 7/4.
April through September stays.
So April through September would be April 7th, May 5th, June 2nd, April 7th, August 11th because of the election, September 8th, and then October 7th, November 11th, again
There's
because
a
of the
problem.
election. And 2, I won't do an election and a meeting all in the same week. I've done it, it's a killer. I won't do it again.
Oh, so wait a minute here.
So November 11th is the date,
Mhm.
Legal holiday.
And December 2nd.
and April 7th is the only day we're changing to East Mullett Lake.
Oh, wait a minute, December 1st, what did you say you wanna, that would be the 2nd, right?
Yeah, if the first was a Monday, I don't have the 2000.
The 2nd is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's the second.
Now, the time is still, if we're gonna stay with 7, then are we gonna stay with 7?
Yeah, we're staying with 7.
And then
All
April,
meetings will start at 7 p.m. in the Mullett Township Hall unless noted in the above schedule.
and April 7th is the one for East Mullett you're changing.
So the election week, just for my knowledge, is what
It's
week?
always the first Tuesday after the first Monday
So it's the
of the
2nd.
first
It's the second.
week
Second.
in August
So
and
the
November.
8th is fine. So April through the 7th, yeah, okay, those dates are fine. And then you just move the other 7, 11, 2, 7, 4, and 4. Okay. And you
I'll
change
type it and
East
post
Mullett
it.
Lake to April 7th.
Correct.
I think you need to change to all meetings will start at 7 o'clock in the Mullett Township Hall.
Unless
unless
otherwise noted in the above schedule.
Okay, is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any more discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
John,
Yes?
Dennis,
Yes.
Marion.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, approval of the board to pay a bill from Sprays for Christmas decorations.
I received a bill from Sprague for $500 for Christmas decorations, and because it's right on the edge, I wasn't comfortable paying it, so I'm asking the board if they want to pay it.
Is there a motion to pay the bill for Sprays for Christmas decorations?
So moved.
Second,
Support.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right. The next motion is, discussion is, I got from John, which I really appreciate this, John. He gave me the recreation plan, which hasn't been updated since 2010. And I I really was impressed with this plan. I was surprised I had never seen it before, but
Before you go any further, there's a brand new one that goes to 2016.
The one I found was the very first,
Yeah,
and Rachel told me that we've updated
Yeah.
it 5 years after that.
yes.
okay, well then,
So I've given you one
well, could we all have a copy of a recreation plan at the next meeting, talk about it? Because I don't, obviously you didn't know there was a recreation
well, I
plan.
found mine and I wanted to share it with the board. The only thing is there's a legal document that shows the land on East Mullett Boy Scout Park.
Yeah,
It was too large for me to copy, so it's not in your packet there.
okay. Well, I know Kathy, you probably don't have a recreation plan. I don't have one. So, here, you can have that back. So I guess all we
Wait,
need,
I've got mine, you can keep it. It's-
Oh, this was-
compare it to the one she's gonna give you for update.
okay. Do you have one for everybody?
No, I
Updated
don't
one?
have it here.
You
It's
have
in
to
the
go,
file.
yeah.
So, next month, put on the agenda the recreation plan, so we can go over it. Okay, we need the dates for the budget workshop. And I would like to get this thing early as opposed to late, so we can be done with it. So I'm not sure what people's schedules are. My preference would be if we could do it in January, or in December, but if we can't,
You won't have the figures.
we'll have enough of the figures to be able to do what we need to do.
The taxes aren't even in yet.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the operating budget. We will finalize it. This is just the workshop to go over our spending. So I don't really need to have the taxes until we're gonna go over line by line again this year. See if we can take some more money out of the operational side of it. So I'd like to propose that we have a meeting, sometime in December to go over, at least take the first cut at the operating side. And I don't know what people's schedules are for December, but,
It's a little busy at tax time.
oh yeah, you're busy. You're gonna be busy through February though, so, right?
So am I. I have about 6 or 7 taxes.
Well, we're gonna do
Year end,
January.
not year end for the whole, not for the
February,
fiscal.
maybe.
Yeah, we won't be doing it in
February,
February.
maybe.
We're gonna do it in January, so we can last time we were rushed, we didn't have time to go over it, and we're gonna spend the quality time to go over it. And the budget planning starts in December. It should start in November, but according to MTA, it starts in December. So I'm proposing we have a workshop sometime in December, so we can do the first cut at the operating spending. And I'd like to propose an evening at 7 o'clock, and let it take as long as it'll take. I don't know, what are your guys' schedules for this time? I mean, I know people are busy, and I know it's a tough time, but it just needs to be done.
Well, I think it was our first shot at it last year. I think we'll be able, time-wise,
I
do it a
hope we
little
go faster.
faster.
Absolutely.
So I would like to skip December if I can, but, it's a
Yeah.
vote, so that's my opinion, and I want to throw that out there first.
Well, we could do it the following day, and we could do it January 8th, we could do it January 6th.
When's our meeting?
Our meeting in this month will be now the 7th. Or we could do it the 8th.
I have a meeting the 8th.